right. We are unmuted and we are live. It's always so awkward starting the live stream with the delay and hoping that it all works out, which I assume so. So hopefully I'll get a thumbs up from the chat that you can hear us. We all look great. Everything's wonderful. Because welcome to Unproduced Live. And tonight, this is our, of course, our weekly live script reading show here every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight we are finishing the second half of Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason. If you want to download the script and follow along with us, there's a link in the description to download the script and you can follow along. We're starting on page 62. Page 62 is where we're starting. And you can follow along. Otherwise, just enjoy. Sometimes you might not understand what's going on, but hopefully you'll be laughing during that. So this was written in 1993 by Lewis Abernathy, and it was brought to my attention that Mr. Brock Powell, he has a funny story about Lewis Abernathy, and I'm going to let him tell that story right now.
Oh, thank you, Zeron. Yes, so Lewis Abernathy is connected closely to one of my best friends, Austin Farmer, and his family. And I had the opportunity to meet Lewis. We went to the Magic Castle one evening. What a lot of people don't know is that Lewis is actually very close friends with James Cameron. So he not only wrote this script, Jason X, House 4, he also has provided a lot of material for the Avatar trilogy. And an incredibly brilliant person. And as it so happened, I had been hired by the Walt Disney Company to do some Na'vi voices for Pandora in Florida. The week Lewis was in town, like the magic man from James and the Giant Peach with the green worms in the bag and the old fast food bag, he had that bag. That was my experience. So when Lewis found out that I was working on this ancillary Avatar thing, he began to just teach me Na'vi words that the actual linguist for the film had taught him. And we worked out a whole list of things that are in the theme park now. And I was drinking with me last night, and we have it. So I don't know if I was cursing in Na'vi. I don't know what it was. It could have been, subscribe to Disney Plus for all I know.
That's amazing. That's good work there. Maybe this script should be translated into Na'vi at some point. But with that, yes, that was Brock Powell, who is playing, reprising the role of Murdock this evening, Captain Renton Murdock, the man that killed Jason. You know him from, obviously now his voice is there. He was also the voice of the Ghostbusters at Halloween Horror Nights. You got to hear his voice there, and he is also the Kool-Aid Man, so that's a big one. Yeah. So Brock, you're going to hear him all over the place. He's a very talented voice actor. That's going to lead me into the rest of our cast here. Returning as the lead with no last name, Megan. That is Chelsea. She is returning. You know her from Dead Meat, and you also know from Dead Meat Mr. James A. Janice, that man tends to employ me regularly, so I appreciate that. And there's Lucy back there.
Not voice actors.
Yeah. We are not voice actors.
So yeah, and then we've got Ted Evans from, we had to swap some roles, so James will be Irwin. He's very sad.
It's not gonna be the awesome Irwin that you guys got last week. So just prepare yourselves for a downgrade. I apologize.
It's going to be a great Irwin. All right, everyone loves.
James was agonizing over this. Last night.
No, I got the email. It was like, man, I'm like Mike in Phantasm 2. No one's gonna like me.
I was just about to make the Phantasm 2 joke, and then you beat me to it. So good work. Good work.
But then he went on to be car salesman in Psycho 1998, so that's where you're headed to great things, James.
There you go.
Amazing. But yeah, so Ted now will, instead of be playing Irwin, he'll be playing pretty much everyone else. He's like all the side characters, so there's gonna be lots of voices and impressions to throw at Ted. So definitely that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we've got Whitney Jones returning as Stormy. And last week was actually her birthday, and I forgot to mention it on the last stream. So I'm gonna.
21. I'm finally legal.
Yeah.
Yay!
Finally.
There's a link in the description at Donuts, and it's wonderful. So good work. So give her a
Thank
birthday
you.
present by following her on that.
Her kids are so cute. We got to see them a little
They're
bit last week
monsters.
before the video chat. They're such sweet little squishy.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
And so then we have Mark Cusper, of course, returning as Freddy Krueger. There he is, and he has a mic this time, and not his gamer.
And it works.
Yeah, he's very excited about that. And he'll also be doing some side characters as well. And then we've got, of course, Megan. I'm going to ask the actors here to change their voices. And we're going to be pulling from a list of voices that they've given me that they love doing. And they're also going to be pulling from the chat room a bunch of different voices that you suggest. So get your suggestions to Megan of celebrity impressions or just like character ideas or even things that would appear in a nightmare, like I don't know, a talking bear that is always trying to get you to read his screenplay. That's what my nightmares are always filled with. So, since this is the last part of this script, we are also going to need to vote on what we're doing. James Cameron's Spider-Man, which works really well with the Lewis Abernathy connection, or Roger Rabbit 2 Toon Platoon. I think at this moment, James Cameron's Spider-Man is winning, so if you really want Roger Rabbit 2, start voting for Roger Rabbit 2. It's a prequel. I think it's set in World War I or II. It's cartoons in war.
Oh man.
And I think it's how
tough.
Jessica met Roger.
Come on, Saving Private Rabbit,
Yeah.
please.
Amazing. And so then we also have our posters from last week. Sorry, we had our Team Freddy, Team Jason t-shirts that were available. Still, the promo code from last week is gone, so we've got a new one that's going to last for another week. FVJ Boxing. And
BJ.
tomorrow, I didn't get this done in time, but I designed the poster, but apparently Teespring doesn't allow 11 by 17 posters, so I have to make an 18 by 24 of this poster here to commemorate things. Direct from Hell, Nightmare on 13, Freddy Meets Jason, a boxing style poster all about this that you'll be able to order and use that 15% off to get. So that's going to be going up tomorrow. So sorry that I couldn't get that done in time, but that's just how it works, okay? That's life. That's life. That art, of course, is done by Max Bear, which you can follow him on Instagram at MaxBearArt. And MaxBearArt.com, very talented man who's doing all these wonderful pieces for us. And then finally, before we get into things, some of you don't know what the hell happened last time. Even the people that read the script don't know what happened in the first half of the script. So we have brought back Jordan Good of JordanGoodMusic.com and also Instagram.com/JordanGoodMusic to give us a recap of the first half in a Jason Freddy style rap battle. Let's watch that now.
So it seems I'm the man of your dreams, Freddy K. Megan's the girl next door, it's a pretty day. Suddenly Elm Street's a hellscape and we're in church. Megan, you wanna marry me so badly that it hurts? I got a cult of copycat teen addicts with cop killer tactics, piranhas in a trap pit. They blow up their house, decapitate their attorney, revive me in the cemetery, my power's returning. I'm a cowboy who kills your boyfriend, the monster that boils you alive after turning you into a lobster. I'm a policeman in a squad car chasing you. Who's gonna stop me, that dead fool, Jason? Keep my name in mind, cause I ain't gonna say it twice. Hockey mask killer with a deadly slice. These teenagers wanna resurrect me back to life. They wanna show me which direction to point my knife. First time you meet me, I'm all dismembered, dug up from the grave cause I'm dead, remember? Attack the teens while they're driving their vehicle. Put my foot on the gas till they crash. Unbelievable. Get sweaty, Freddy, cause I got this machete ready. You got fingernails in your face looking like spaghetti. Get real close so you can read my lips. I'm gonna send you back to that boiler room, bitch.
All right, there was Jordan Good rap battling with his homemade costumes. He ordered a Jason mask.
Tiny mask.
He
The
thought it was a
tiniest little
full-size
Jason
mask. It wasn't, but I thought it was hilarious. I just wish Jason had like a little goatee sticking out from underneath this mask. It's amazing. And so before we jump right in here, the last thing I'm going to say is that we have a very special announcement at the end of the episode, because normally we do a Q&A the week after we finish a script, but we have something very special planned for May 29th, and I will be announcing that at the end of the episode. So stay tuned to the very end to find out what's happening May 29th on Unproduced Live.
Is it a raffle?
It is not a raffle. That's what you think is special? A raffle? That's what's special
You
to
ever
you?
won a raffle, Zoran? It's very special.
No, I haven't
pretty good,
won a
man.
raffle. Stop bringing it up. Anyway, let's dive back into Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason, starting on page 62 for those following along. Last we heard, Jesse was dead in the hospital. Interior hospital hallway. Continuous action. Stormy drags a shell-shocked Megan down the hall, the screams of the nurse fading into the distance.
Jesus, get a grip, lady. You'd think a nurse in a hospital would have seen a dead body before.
Jesse.
Just then, Stormy spots Murdock and his men getting off the elevator. They hear the nurse's screams and his voice, as Ghostface from Scream.
Nice.
Hiya, Sydney. Would Megan or Stormy please pick up the white paging phone for a message?
Stormy and Megan exchange worrisome looks. This announcement repeats itself again. Then again. Stormy can't stand it anymore. She stands up and picks up the white paging phone.
This is Stormy.
Murdock and his men come running past the nurse's station again. Stormy turns her back to them, but Murdock goes back to the nurse's station, asking,
Did you see a couple of girls go by here a moment ago?
Just missed him.
Murdock nods and a quick thanks and takes off. Stormy exhales a giant sigh of relief as the hospital operates and grabs Megan, running for the staircase. Exterior, hospital night. Moments later, Stormy drags Megan out of the hospital just as Irwin pulls up in an old battered pickup truck. Stormy pushes Megan inside, climbing in after her. Crystal Lake night. Irwin drives the truck through the deserted camp towards the lake. He stops at the pier, and the three of them climb out. Megan is still in shock, letting Stormy guide her as Irwin leads them to a small diving platform tied up in the end. And we've got Irwin, Stormy, and Megan. Let's just start off with some new voices here. You know what? Actually, never mind. You guys are getting into this. Just keep going. Keep going for this scene.
What'd you do? Take him for a swim?
Almost.
Irwin jumps down on the diving platform. In the center, a large form is covered by a tarp. Megan is standing.
I don't know. She's pretty fucked up. God, I don't know why I'm not.
You're a strong woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I didn't mean anything.
Stormy gestures to the tarp.
This him?
Yeah. Meet the new and improved Jason.
Angle on Jason laying spread eagle on the diving platform. Cocooned.
Whoa.
He's wearing clothes. It's okay. Cocooned in chicken wire with dozens of coiled leads trailing off into the water. Irwin has done a good job of sewing Jason back together with barbed wire and fishing line. His arms and legs have been reinforced with steel braces, and even Jason's mask has been repaired, stitched down the middle with baling wire. Jason looks like the Jason from the 90s, and he's very butch.
Why'd you put that stupid mask on him?
Take a look.
And she bends down and takes a peek under the mask and quickly replaces it.
Good idea.
Not exactly a beauty queen entry, is he?
So, what do we do now? Just like sing an Ozzy Osbourne song backwards or something?
I'm afraid it's not that simple.
I thought you said you knew how to bring him back to life.
I do. But when I was putting him back together, I noticed something was missing.
Oh,
So-
he won't be needing that. I mean, what girl would let him roll?
No, not that. It's his heart. It's missing.
Well, does it really matter? Couldn't you just use an aquarium pump or something?
No! He has to have a heart. A human heart. A good one.
You are such an expert on this, Erwin. I love it. Megan speaks for the first time.
I know where we can get a heart. A good one.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Exterior morgue parking lot night. Through the front window, a guard can be seen at the reception desk. Erwin, Stormy, and Megan watch him from the pickup, parked a safe distance away.
That guard in there might pose a problem.
Do you think you and Stormy could keep him occupied for a few minutes?
Erwin and Stormy exchange looks, then shrug. Why not?
Okay, let's do it.
A few moments later, the guard looks up as the pickup swerves wildly into the parking lot. He gets up and goes to the glass door, peering out. Angle through the glass door as Stormy and Erwin start making out. Hot and heavy. Interior morgue night. Megan breaks in. She shines her flashlight around the dark laboratory, crossing to the lockers. She opens one drawer, and she opens the drawers, and eventually she gets to Jesse. Her lip starts to quiver as she caresses his face. Exterior morgue parking lot, same time. At the glass door, the guard is watching the action in the parking lot, his breath fogging up the window. He wipes the glass clean with his sleeve to get a better look. Inside the truck, Stormy and Erwin wrestle around, and your voices for this, let's just switch you up. Stormy, you are a YouTube singer-songwriter who takes themselves way too seriously. And Erwin, you are JFK. No, I don't want JFK. Let's do Emperor Palpatine. And when Megan comes back, Megan will be Jack Nicholson.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hey, watch that.
I'm just trying to make it look real.
Just keep your hands above the bra, pizza face.
The windows are starting to steam up. Interior morgue, same time. Megan pulls on a lab coat and puts on a pair of rubber gloves. Then she opens a drawer full of shiny instruments and selects a large knife. Megan stands over Jesse's body. She raises the knife far above her head.
Forgive me, Jesse.
Megan plunges the knife into Jesse's chest with a sickening thwack. Exterior morgue parking lot, same time. The windows of the pickup are now badly fogged, obscuring the guard's view. He licks his lips, deciding to investigate closer. The guard unlocks the front door and starts towards Stormy and Erwin. They spot him coming. They break their embrace, and in another moment, the pickup peels out of the parking lot. The guard watches the truck go, shakes his head, goes back inside to start his rounds. Up the street, Stormy and Erwin watch as the guard heads towards the morgue.
He's headed by fire. Do something.
Erwin panics for a moment, then honks the horn. Interior morgue, next moment. Megan is trying to pull Jesse's heart out of his chest, but it just won't come out. There's some vein or muscle fiber, it just keeps pulling it back. She jumps at the horn and starts pulling harder. In the hallway just outside, the guard hears the horn and stops. He starts back for the front when suddenly the horn stops. Megan hacks at the last bits of stringy goo that cling to Jesse's heart. As the last strand goes, Megan tumbles backwards to the floor with a loud thud. The guard hears that, and he turns back towards the morgue, drawing his gun. He tiptoes to the door and carefully unlocks it, leaving the keys in the lock. The guard raises his foot and kicks the door. Wham! Flies open, and the guard leaps inside like Marshall Dillon, who I don't know who that is, but sure, snapping on the lights. He sees a blood-spattered body with its hole in its chest and a bunch of bloody footprints leading off from the cabinet. Suddenly, he sees Megan halfway out the window, and he cries, and the guard is Ted, and you are dyslexic.
Right stop. There.
There you go. Megan rolls out of the window just as the guard fires. The unbroken section of the window shatters. The guard curses and races for the exterior morgue. Seconds later, the guard comes running out just in time to see Megan close the passenger door and the truck just roars away. The guard looks dejected, shakes his head, and heads back inside to report the mess and findings that the door behind him has closed and has locked behind him. He's locked out. Oh, that poor guard. Oh, my goodness. We now go to the external peace cemetery. The external of the eternal peace cemetery. The crazy old coot is leading Murdock through the cemetery. So we need Coot, Murdock, and the SWAT commander. The coot will be... The coot will be Mark Hamill's Joker, and Murdock will be Daffy Duck, and SWAT Commander. Let's get a suggestion from the audience for SWAT Commander.
Need to unmute. Who is SWAT Commander?
Mark Cusper.
Yep.
Cusper, be Harley Quinn.
You're going to be Harley Quinn.
I need to hear Zogi do it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
You got it. That's right. Anytime an actor doesn't know a reference or just wants to torture me, I have to do it, and then they do an impression of me. So, oh, Mr. J. Good luck, Cusper.
That's all you're giving him.
That's all I'm getting him. What do you want, pudding? We're bad guys.
No.
There you go.
Here we go.
They said they were writing for some newspaper.
Hey, teenagers are notorious fibbers.
Well, after I heard about the accident on my police scanner, I came up here to have a look. When I found it, I figured you'd want to know right away.
You did the right thing.
The old coot shines his flashlight down into Jason's empty grave.
Damn kids! I just knew they were coming up here to do something stupid.
The SWAT commander comes up to Murdock.
I just got a call on the radio. 3 juveniles broke into the morgue. 1 male, 2 female. This is not even close. The guard is pretty sure the male is in the Freddy cult. Burnt face. Cusper, that was still better than the Suicide Squad.
Oh, you leave Margot Robbie alone.
Agreed.
Sounds like the same kids I saw.
Hey, did the guard say what they took or stole? Yeah. That murdered kid, Jesse, they carved his heart out. You sound like the gingerbread man from Shrek.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And that's what oh, no, I was supposed to do Harley Quinn. I thought you said gingerbread. I mean, you're nailing it, dude. I was on.
You know what? Finishes the gingerbread man from Shrek, Cusper. You got one more line there.
That's what you're getting at it. Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh. They got away in the pickup truck. Guard didn't get the license. You want me to put out an APB? No, that won't be necessary. You see, it's rabbit season. I know just where they're going and just what they're up to. And this time, I'll be ready.
Amazing. All right, now we go to exterior Camp Crystal Lake night. Megan sits on the end of the pier, watching silently as Erwin sews Jesse's heart into Jason's chest using dental floss. Stormy comes up behind her and puts her jacket around Megan's shoulders. She sits down beside her and says something, but in these new voices, Stormy, Megan, and Erwin. Let's just keep this going here. I didn't get to use a lot of these. You're a bad David Bowie, Erwin.
Okay.
And Megan, you are... Oh, I don't think we did this last time. Homestar Runner.
Okay.
And Stormy, you are... we'll see what this is. Willie actually, the one character in your D&D group. Will actually. The one character in your D&D group who knows it all and never hesitates to remind you. You may begin.
You've got to quit blaming yourself for what happened to Jesse. It wasn't your fault.
He didn't want to come with us, but he did anyway. He did it for me.
I'm not sorry I came.
Minute.
Yeah, mine is also a little rusty. Nobody knows mine though, so it works.
It's Homestar Runner. I haven't done it since
either.
You got it.
You can do it.
I just can't believe he's dead. I keep thinking he'll show up any minute.
Well, that just about does it.
Erwin finishes sewing up Jason and climbs back into the pier, cutting the diving platform free. It floats out onto the lake. Then Erwin leads the girls over to where a short trench has been dug leading from the water's edge. In the bottom of the trench, an uncovered power cable.
As you can see, I've excavated the power cable that runs across the bottom of Crystal Lake. I've cut away the insulation, exposing a patch of cable right near the water's edge.
Erwin picks up a nearby bucket of water and sets it at the head of the trench.
Now, when I kick this over, the water will wash down the trench and bridge an electrical gap between the cable and the lake. There's plenty of voltage, so it should work.
So you kicked the bucket and Jason lived.
Yeah, right. Okay, keep your fingers crossed.
Oh boy. Erwin kicks the bucket over. The water washes down the trench over the cable, and pow, zap, a huge spark hits. They explode, and then the lake begins to glow, and the water begins to churn. Erwin and the girls jump back as electricity arcs from the lake, engulfing the diving platform. The arcs of electricity leap from the chicken wire into Jason's body. His massive frame is just convulsing. Close on the hockey mask, as we push in, the electricity spirals down into the eye hole like running water down a drain. Close on Jason's eye as it opens. We dive into the eye and take a fantastic dream time travel to exterior Voorhees cabin, 1953 day. And I believe this is Chelsea's Nightmare Gauntlet. So for this Nightmare Gauntlet here, I'm going to need a suggestion from the audience of either something in a nightmare or just something that they want to hear Chelsea do. And I'm going to have her swap up her voices as she reads the description of the scene. What do you got, Megan?
People really need some Star Wars from you. Can we do a little Natalie Portman?
Yes.
Phantom Menace era?
I was just thinking Phantom, where her voice is insane. Okay.
Phantom Menace Natalie Portman will be for you.
And start with that one.
Okay.
This scene actually has Jason's father and Jason's mother in it. So Jason's father, played by Ted Evans, we're going to do a Star Wars theme. Jason's father was going to start as C-3PO. We'll see how that goes. And Jason's mother is, I believe, Whitney. And let's keep the Star Wars theme going here. And give me something. Are there any other Star Wars suggestions, Megan?
Can we get Whitney to do a Palpatine?
Oh, yeah, I got to think about it. I just watched Star Wars last night, too. Okay, I'll think about it. I got this.
It was me.
Yes.
Yes. Just listen to James. James's was very good. I like James's Palpatine. Awesome. Cool. So that is that scene. Let's see how this goes. So begin Nightmare Gauntlet.
Exterior, Voorhees cabin, 1953, day. Close on mask, 1950s version of a hockey mask. Reflected in the water, a young hand reaches up and pulls off the mask, revealing the disfigured boy beneath. This is Jason, age 9. Jason's father comes to the doorway of their rundown cabin in dirty long johns, holding a bottle of rye. He bellows,
Jason, get your ass over here.
Jason jumps at his father's voice, hesitates only slightly, then runs toward him, stopping abruptly several paces away.
What did I teach you, boy? Don't ever take your mask off out in public. I don't want nobody to see that ugly mug of yours.
Jason stands looking at his bare feet. His father smacks him upside the head, shoving him towards the woodshed, Chancellor.
Go get in the woodshed, bitch.
Jason's pace slows as he enters the dark shed. He knows what's coming next.
Drop them overalls and lay over them logs.
Jason slowly complies as his father loosens his belt. Suddenly, Jason's mother is just outside the doorway, calling.
Jason, come here. So bad.
Jason,
Great.
It's beautiful. Jason gives his father a sideways glance, then scurries towards his mother.
What are you doing, woman?
Jason's mother gives him a mason jar stuffed with dollars and change.
I saved up some money. I want you to take and go up to that summer camp just up the road. Tell the man you want to stay there. Palpatine can't read.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, bitch?
I'm sending him away for a few weeks.
You ain't sending him nowhere. Bring me that money, boy.
Jason holds his ground for a second, unsure whom to obey, when his mother shoos him away.
Go on now. Go.
Jason takes off up the road. His father sneers.
Going again, me? I'll take you to the shed, woman.
Jason's mother pulls a knife from her apron.
You ain't ever taken anyone to the shed ever again.
All right, and let's get a new voice for Chelsea.
Lose your anger.
I was just enjoying that Star Wars so much I didn't want to change it. Sorry.
I know, it's
was
good.
great.
Can we throw some Olaf into this universe?
Olaf from Frozen?
This was a Chelsea specific request, so.
Fuck, I've never done that in my life. What the fuck?
A lot of optimism. Samantha?
I'm gonna press the Zorn button.
Okay.
I need to
Okay.
hear Zorn do it.
All right, Olaf. I like warm hugs. That's kind of Olaf.
Have you seen Frozen, Zora?
I'm just smiling. I'm just smiling all the time.
I mean, he's just okay. Let's just fucking do it.
Let's
We'll
just
do
see
it
what
live.
happens. When I'm older.
Jason's mother charges at her husband, shoving him back into the shed with the knife. Jason looks back through the open window. He sees his mother coming down repeatedly with the knife, his father's arms flailing helplessly. Then both disappear from view. After a moment, his mother appears in the doorway, spattered with blood. She smiles and waves to him.
And for that, if you can be Elsa for this one line. Jason's mother.
You want Elsa?
I want Elsa.
Go on, son, have a good time. Mommy will come and get you someday soon.
Bravo!
That'd be Elsa, you
Bravo!
wanna
I think with that, that's our Frozen section. Good work. Let's get a new voice when we jump to the camp here.
So, just for
Chelsea?
That's Oogie Boogie.
Oh boy.
Oogie
You're not even
Boogie
ready
from Nightmare Before
for
Christmas.
How good my Oogie Boogie is. Oh,
You can always hit the Zorn button if you just want to hear it.
Wait, are you volunteering?
I'm not saying anything.
I
Do
think
whatever you
Zoran
want.
wants to do an Oogie
Do
Boogie.
it.
No, it's now that it's been built up, it's gonna be terrible. Well. Look what we got here, Santa Claus. Yeah. So there you go, Mr. Oogie Boogie, and one line from the head counselor, and let's have this one line be Stanley when the head counselor appears. Good old Marvel stale wort. That's not a word. Just go do the thing. Oogie Boogie time.
Okay.
Jason turns and runs to exterior Camp Crystal Lake, 1953 day. Wearing his mask, Jason walks through the entrance to the camp with his jar of money. In the office, the head counselor takes his money and shakes his hand.
Welcome aboard, son. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Excelsior!
God damn it, there's so much of this.
All right, we'll get you a new voice. New voice for this because there's a lot to read.
It's so much.
How do you feel about Yoshi?
That he doesn't actually
He
say
doesn't
words.
speak English.
Then
Whoa. Just because he's named after a Japanese person doesn't mean that Yoshi doesn't speak English.
What does he say besides his name? That's it. That's what Pokemon do.
I can give another one, but I leave it to our
We're gonna
creator.
take this off the Zoom.
Oh, I think one that has she can actually read with.
Okay, this is a interpretation one.
Okay.
Because we need Lucy's human voice.
Ooh, what is Lucy's human voice? If Lucy was turned into a human through this same process they're bringing Jason back to life.
Do the laziest voice you can think of.
Yeah, for real.
All right, here comes Lucy, their cat. For those that don't know, Lucy is their cat.
The other kids dance around Jason, taunting him, laughing at him, pointing and teasing. Jason breaks away, running towards the pier. Jason sits at the end of the pier, looking at his own reflection. He removes the mask and watches as the distortions in the water make his face look normal. Someone comes up behind Jason slowly. Jason isn't aware of their presence, and now Lucy is southern, until a shadowy reflection appears behind his own. Jason turns to see who when he is suddenly pushed into the lake. Jason splashes to the surface, sputtering, trying to stay afloat. A hand pushes his head back under the water. Jason's underwater POV, a distorted image of whoever is holding him under. Jason thrusts out his arms, trying to get back to the surface, fighting just to see who is killing him before he dies.
And since that was him dying in the past, I'm not putting that on the kill count. And we are now, that is the end of your Nightmare Gauntlet. Amazing job, Chelsea. Good work.
Thank you.
Everyone involved
so
there.
Sad.
That was
She's lazy. She's mad because we just woke her up from a nap, I guess.
Yeah, just like, you're making me read this?
There
Fine.
you go. Okay,
All
fine.
right. Fine. I'm a southern lady. All right. So now we're back to exterior Camp Crystal Lake night. Jason comes alive, thrashing around in the diving dock. The electricity is all over the place. It's like a spider web. And Erwin and the girls gasp. And let's get some new voices for Erwin, Megan, and Stormy. Erwin, you gave me so many voices, I'm going to use them. The evil skeleton wizard. An evil skeleton wizard. Stormy, you are... let's get one from the audience first. Stormy.
A very shy Russian cleaning lady.
A very shy Russian cleaning lady. I love it. And for Megan, let us get a suggestion from the audience as well.
We had a Louise Belcher request.
From Bob's Burgers?
Is she the mom?
I believe that's
Whitney,
my
you know.
ignorance coming through.
Bunny ears.
Oh, bunny ears? Oh,
Oh,
Kristen
Kristen Shaw.
Oh, Kristen Shaw.
How is this even a question?
All of you. I'm sorry. I don't
We could pocket that for a Stormy later.
I think we saved that for a
Okay, 'cause I
Stormy.
don't have a very good Louise.
I don't care, but she's going to do
Yeah,
it.
that's a tough one.
Pocket
Okay,
that for Stormy.
We'll pocket that for a Stormy. How's
It's
your
gonna be bad.
How's your Janice from Friends?
I don't know who that is. I'm
Oh no!
All right, how
Okay,
about this?
listen.
How about this?
I
Chelsea.
don't watch sitcoms. You can tell.
Chelsea, you
Yeah.
are the very shy Russian cleaning lady, and Stormy is Louise Belcher.
Beautiful.
All right.
Perfect.
And you may begin.
Wait, isn't it action?
Or did you already say the action?
I said Erwin and the girls gasp.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Holy shit, it worked!
Evil skeleton wizard, I love it. Megan and Stormy bounce excitedly, but something is wrong. Jason thrashes around on the dock, unable to break the crisscross of high-voltage chicken wire.
It's still him. I don't know why this line is written like that. Shut it off. Shut it off.
Shut it off! It suddenly occurs to me that I hadn't really planned for that contingency.
Just don't stand there. Do something.
But all Erwin can do is scratch his head. Megan rushes to the shoreline and screams out over the lake.
Jason, you've got to get up. Do you hear me? Get up.
Oh yes. Well, I just liked how quietly she was yelling at Jason to get up. It made me happy.
She's shy.
I know. I loved it. It made me
Yelling.
happy. Sorry, I got lost in it. Jason clenches his meaty fists and slams them down against the diving dock, smashing it to bits. Water rushes over him and kapow! A power transformer on shore explodes. The electrical light show fades away, leaving nothing but smoke and floating debris. Megan and Stormy turn to Erwin, who shrugs shyly and says,
Well, it's off now.
Megan and Stormy begin a verbal barrage that would shrink any man to pus. I would like to hear that from Megan and Stormy right now, in your normal voices. I want you to shrink Erwin to pus and cuss him out.
Pus me.
You inbred salamander moron. What the fuck were you thinking?
Oh no. Your face is too big for your mask, and you look like a potato with a mask on. When you bought a
Jesus,
mask,
how do you put
and
your
thought it was a kid.
pants
You
on
thought
in
it was
the
a
morning
normal
that way?
size. It's a kid's mask, you idiot.
You
What are you doing?
Stupid. What the hell? Are you trying to kill him or what?
That seems like you're just yelling at Jordan now.
No, I just
Poor Jordan.
I just all I can think.
He sang us a song. He was so
No,
nice.
Jordan, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me.
That was amazing. That salamander man. Jesus. Okay.
Salamander man.
Of course, he cowers between them, offering quick excuses and humble apologies. And they're so distracted by this verbal barrage that they never notice Jason's shadowy figure as it rises from the lake. Then they do see him. They scream and run. Jason charges after the kids in the familiar unstoppable killer gate. Erwin ducks into the tool shed as Megan and Stormy dash past. He closes the door behind him and squirms out a tiny window just as Jason kicks open the door and steps inside. Erwin races around to the front and closes the door. He fastens the latch and padlock, then calls to the girls.
Hey, come back! I've got him locked up in the tool shed.
Just then, the sound of a chainsaw as the blade rips through the tool shed door. Erwin screams like a girl and runs away. Let's hear that scream, Erwin. Interior, main cabin, continuous action. Megan and Stormy run into the main room. Stormy spots a phone and goes to it, dialing frantically. Let's get some new voices for Megan and Stormy.
I didn't realize the last scene we were yelling at Erwin. I thought we were yelling at Jason for some reason.
Oh, that's why you went
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and I was like, look at your mask. It's so tiny.
I was like, what?
No,
This
I didn't
all
realize
makes
it was
sense.
Erwin.
Yes. So yes, new voices for. You know what? Actually, let's do this. Let's do this request for this next scene. You're all Quentin Tarantino
Yes.
God.
because Chelsea wants it.
I just want to see everyone try.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna call a Zorn on that
oh,
one.
you call Zoran on Quentin Tarantino?
Nice.
Oh God.
I've seen enough movies. I just don't know what.
God, Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Well, man, here we go. It's like.
Zorn, do you need my feet?
Just show me your feet. Show me your feet. I just wanted to say, man, that this is all of what I really wanted to do. It's all just like an expression of how I feel, and it's all back in like the 1930s when there was this serial that I watched, and oh my God, it's just like that's where film was where it was born, and I will never do anything digitally, never, ever, except when Robert Rodriguez asked me to, and then I do because I love Robert. I love him a lot. Is he listening? I love Robert. Good luck. All right. They are in the main cabin now. Okay. Begin.
Who are you calling, man?
The cops. The cops. Who else? Who else would I be calling?
Are you kidding? They'll lock us up and throw away the key.
That's fine by me. Damn it! It's dead.
Just then, Erwin bursts into the cabin, slamming the door shut behind him.
He's right behind me.
Stormy and Megan look out the window. Sure enough, Jason is storming towards them holding a chainsaw.
You're the one who brought him here. Back to life.
And?
New page.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you should do something.
Erwin screams and runs to the closet, hiding inside. Stormy clucks. Let's hear that cluck. I don't know why he has everyone
Flashback
cluck in this script.
To last week, guys, in case you were
Yeah, there was a
watching.
lot of clucking in the script previously. All right, Stormy.
Oh, look, he's some hero.
Just then, the chainsaw rips through the front door. Megan and Stormy scream and follow Erwin into the closet. Closing themselves inside, they cower in the closet, listening for a long moment. Nothing but the sound of their heavy breathing. Then, the ripping of wood. Jason chainsaws the closet door, knocking it to the floor. Erwin draws out his pin and starts stabbing himself in the finger. Jason charges forward. Then Megan suddenly stands up in front of him and yells.
Stop, all right?
To everyone's shock, Jason does.
Just stop, man. We're the ones that brought you back to life, all right? And you have no right to kill us with that chainsaw. In fact, you owe us.
That's right. She gave you her boyfriend's heart.
That's
know?
right.
Jason
Man.
cocks his massive head like a perplexed puppy.
Look, here's his picture.
Megan takes off the necklace that Jesse gave her and opens the locket. She shows Jason the photo of Jesse inside. Jason drops the chainsaw and takes the locket in his humongous hands, gently touching the photo of Jesse with his meaty fingers.
Okay. Now I know you've been through a lot, and I know that you're pissed off about being murdered and all, okay? All right?
I know I would be.
But if you help us kill Freddy Krueger, I promise to help you find that little bastard that killed you, okay? What do you say, all right? Have we got a deal?
I will say, man, your Quentin Tarantino's are so much better than mine. Good work. Megan sticks out her hand to shake. Jason stares at it, looks back at the locket, then to Megan. Finally, he reaches out his huge hand for Megan when brilliant, bright, white light blazes through the windows. We see an angle out the window. A dozen police cars shine their lights towards the cabin. 24 cops aim their weapons. In the middle of the impressive show of force is Murdock. He raises a bullhorn to his lips. And so for this, we've got some different characters here. Murdock, you are Woody from Toy Story. Erwin, you are Otto from The Simpsons. And at one point, SWAT Commander will appear. And let's get a suggestion from the audience for SWAT Commander, because Cusper didn't give me anything.
Well, Cord from Ragnarok.
Zoran.
Oh, well, buddy, you just want to see my little bit of, you want to hang out? Oh, it's actually Stewie. That just sounds like Stewie to me. It's like,
Pork is a little more, it's a little, piss off ghost, it's a little
Piss
more
off
New
Ghost.
Zealand sort of
He's
thing.
New Zealand.
Yeah, there you go.
and he's just a little tiny in his voice. And also Ted has one, so Ted, do yours.
He's kind of hey guys, how's it going there? All right, cool. Yeah, just gonna be hanging out with my friends.
So now that 3 of us have done it, you're gonna have to do yours eventually. So, all right, let's continue onward with Murdock.
Oh, you in there. This is Captain Sheriff Renton Murdock, State Trooper. Reach for the sky. I am ordering you to come out with your hands up. Okay, you are a toy. And I give you until the count of 3. Ages 3 to 5. 3.
Megan turns to Jason, shoving him back into the closet.
Mine's still Quentin Tarantino.
Oh no, I didn't get you a voice. I'm sorry. You are. I'm so sorry about that.
That's fine.
I've already used up all your voices. So audience.
Princess Peach.
Princess Peach.
Oh boy. Okay. That's.
Oh, Mario. Jason, you have to hide. Stay in here and don't come out until we tell you. Stormy, help me.
I just gotta look at James's face on that one. That was amazing. Well done.
Or is that Daisy? Did she say that? I
They're
don't
both
remember.
good. Stormy helps Megan stuff Jason into the closet, closing the door. Then they quickly smooth down their hair and clothes, moving towards the door. Exterior, Camp Crystal Lake, the next second. Megan, Stormy, and Erwin come out with their hands raised high above their heads. As they walk towards the police cars, several of the SWAT teams move in and arrest them. As they are handcuffed and searched, Murdock goes on the bullhorn again.
All right. Anybody else left in there had better say their prayers.
All right, dude. There's no one else inside.
Oh, is that a fact? Okay, you had your chance.
Suddenly, one of the cops points towards the cabin and shouts, and this cop is so fucking bored, and he has 1 day to retirement. He is phoning it in.
Hey, look.
All heads turn towards the cabin where Jason's massive frame is filling the doorway.
Holy Mary, Mother of God. Would you look at the size of that guy?
Oh, yeah, I knew it.
All the cops level their weapons at Jason when Murdock suddenly steps forward, gesturing for everyone to get behind him.
Stand back, somebody's poisoned the watering hole. I'll handle this.
Murdock takes a few steps towards the cabin and sneers.
Yo!
Jason raises the chainsaw. He remembers Murdock too. Murdock goes for his gun, but instead of bringing out a pistol, he holds up a laser designator. Murdock fires, and a big red dot appears on Jason's chest. He looks at it confusedly when Murdock raises a radio to his lips and says,
"Let her go."
Exterior, 60,000 feet above Crystal Lake. Next second, a military jet flying above drops its payload, a laser-guided napalm bomb. Exterior, Camp Crystal Lake, same time. Smart bomb POV as it drops down on Jason, homing in on the laser dot on his chest. Ba-boom! Camp Crystal Lake explodes in flames. All the cops take cover as fire rains down on them. Only Murdock stands his ground, his arms outstretched as he embraces the sight. And for this one line, I want you to be... for this one line, I want you to be Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that'll teach you to fuck with the law, Jason Voorhees.
A cop behind him says, and this is still the bored cop,
Sir, your hat's, like, on fire.
Murdock looks up. Sure enough, his Smokey Bear hat is burning above the brim. Megan watches as Camp Crystal Lake is consumed in flames. His last hope of saving Lizzie is gone. Then a cop shoves her into a police car with Stormy. Erwin is put into another car. As the cars start to pull out, one of them notices something moving amidst the flames. A large burning form walking towards the lake. As it stumbles out onto the pier, the cop turns to his partner and says something. And this cop is the curious cop. And so this cop once is secretly very in love with his partner, but won't tell him. He's very curious about his partner, and his partner is... Who's voicing the partner? I already forgot. Brock, you're voicing the partner. His partner is Christian Bale's Batman.
Hey, get over here. Do you see that?
But just then, the form that he saw falls through the burning pier, splashing into the water below. The partner looks, seeing nothing, and shrugs.
See what?
I just thought I saw something. Maybe we should check it out or hang out sometime.
That would be fine with me.
Yes.
Okay.
He shrugs it off and exits after his partner, whose heart is breaking. Murdock, his heart still Murdock, his hat still smoking a little, surveys the site one last time before climbing into his patrol car and driving away. We now go to the interior. Police station, cell block night. Stormy and Megan, they're behind bars, separated by a cement wall. Both girls stand in their cells next to each other, watching as the deputy goes back to her desk and begins to devour 3 combo burritos. And so for this scene, we've got Megan and Stormy. Let's get a suggestion for Chelsea from the audience.
Can I do one for both the ladies?
Sure.
And let them choose? We had a request for a group of golden girls. Can you each pick a golden girl?
I call Estelle Getty.
I don't really do. I don't watch sitcoms. I guess I could.
Just your best Betty White.
White.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could probably swing that.
You're older grandma lady.
Yeah.
You're an older lady. Well, on that they weren't grandma. All right.
You're a golden lady.
You're a golden lady. I apologize. I'm in the woods. I don't know what's going on in society anymore. And so then for Deputy Miller, I'm now realizing is actually a female, and I had it set for Ted. So let's just
give it to Megan.
Okay, let's give it to Megan. Megan, you get to be Deputy Miller for these couple of scenes. No, actually, sorry, not. Yeah. So yeah, you're Deputy Miller, and take a suggestion from the audience, Megan.
Oh lordy.
That's true.
Oh lordy! Wow,
she's got to be a golden girl too.
You got to be a golden girl.
Turntables. I've literally never watched that show. Chat, don't at me.
I've never watched it either. I don't watch sitcoms.
I will fix it.
No one
you guys
at
can hang out with me. We will watch all the golden.
I'll do Janice because I've watched Friends.
Okay,
and we couldn't use that one earlier.
Janice from Friends joining the Golden Girls. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. So you just went to your desk to eat 3 combo burritos.
We've got to try and stay awake.
Getting something to eat might help. Yo, Butch!
It's Deputy Miller.
Excuse me, Deputy Miller, but could we have something to eat?
I thought you psychos only ate human hearts.
And I thought you pigs only ate donuts.
Don't make me come back there.
Cow. I hope she chokes on the cut of a 3 burrito combo.
Megan leans up against the wall, sliding down to the floor in defeat.
What am I going to do? I'll never be able to find Lizzie now.
You should be worrying about yourself. I know I am.
Stormy plops down on her cot.
I'm worried about my giant crocodile I haven't been able to feed this entire time. I bet you're sorry you came with me now.
Nah. What are best friends for? After all, you're stuck by me through all my crazy phases. I figure I owe you a big crazy phase, right?
That's for being my best friend, Stormy.
Thank you.
Thank you for being I know that.
Oh, that line worked out perfectly. Just then, Deputy Miller steps in front of Megan's cell, unlocking it.
Come on, Megan.
Where are we going?
Your parents are here.
That's a good Janice laugh. Interior police station night. Moments later, Deputy Miller brings Megan out of the cell block, where her mom and dad are waiting with Captain Murdock. Megan's mom rushes up and hugs Megan. And so now, from this point forward, we need something for Megan's dad, which will be Cusper, and Megan's mom, which is you. And then we'll also need something for Megan as well.
Us lovebirds are a Norwegian couple, no longer in love, but staying together for the kids.
So you're a Norwegian man, Cusper. Do you know what that means?
Doran.
Shit, I don't know what that means.
Think of the Swedish chef or something, you know?
Oh, I think you're going to start a war.
I think you're going to start a war, man.
I might.
I don't know if that's the way to go about things. You know what?
The 3 of those.
Actually, how about this?
How
about this? Everyone, Megan, her mom, and her dad are all drunk toddlers.
Oh boy.
You're all drunk toddlers, little kids that are drunk for your lines. And this scene is going to be cutting back with another scene, so we'll be cutting back and forth between these two because we've got a nightmare coming up. So let's just start from here. Deputy Miller brings Megan out of the cell.
I'm okay, Mom.
Your mother's been worried sick about you. So hi.
Megan stands handcuffed. Her hair mussed, her clothes bloodied and soiled.
Sorry. Today's been a bitch.
Don't say that word.
All right, and now we enter a nightmare gauntlet. So, James, this is your nightmare gauntlet, so we need something to start James off with.
All right.
So sad Otto was only one line.
I'm sorry. I
How
thought
do
of
we
you
feel?
more.
How do we feel about Zep from Saw?
Oh, so Michael Emerson. I will do my Ben Linus from Lost, and that'll be the
That
same.
works.
Great.
Cool. So you'll start off with that. I'll switch you up from time to time in there. And Stormy, start normal, and I'm going to add something in a little bit. But there you go. Let's begin this. And again, this will switch back and forth between the drunk toddlers and this Stormy dream that's happening. So I will take over for the non-dream parts. So it'll jump back and forth between James and I. Here we go.
Interior cell block, same time. The deputy is so busy munching down on her burritos that she doesn't notice the strange shadow that passes behind her. The shadow moves down the cell block, accompanied by a slight scraping. Freddy's glove materializes, raking the knives along the metal crossbars. Freddy stops at Stormy's cell, looking inside. Stormy is fast asleep. Freddy walks into Stormy's cell, passing right through the bars. Suddenly, Stormy wakes and, seeing Freddy, jumps to her feet and screams.
Help! Help! Freddy's in here! He's here!
But the deputy at the end of the cell block doesn't respond, finishing off the rest of the burrito and licking her meaty fingers clean. Freddy puts his four-finger knife to his lips and he shushes Stormy, pointing to her cot. Stormy looks over and sees herself asleep. Sees herself asleep.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I'm still asleep.
She looks up at Freddy, who smiles and says,
You know what they say? When you sleep, you die!
Freddy flashes the glove of knives.
Interior police station next moment.
Megan. Captain Murdock here said you helped one of the cultists escape from the hospital.
Oh, mental hospital.
And he said that you desecrated a cemetery and some really terrible things. Tell me you had nothing to do with it. Tell me there's some mistake.
There's no mistake. What did you do with Erwin?
Oh, there's a Murdock here. Murdock, you're a drunk toddler too.
Your boyfriend, who is headed back to the loony bin where he belongs, and I made poopy. But don't worry, you'll be seeing him soon enough, and at the arrangement.
All right, now we are back to the nightmare, and we need a new voice for James.
Or James, can we get an Ash from Evil Dead? It's Bruce Campbell.
I'm not that cool, but I'll try.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, but.
You know what, Zoran?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's just gonna be my normal voice.
Oh yeah, you're that cool, dude?
I'm that cool. I mean, I'm just gonna say lines from it, be like, all right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. Listen to me. This, blow. I'm an asshole from time to time.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Sometimes I do that. When you're like, when I put on a girdle. Ooh. Sorry.
Okay.
I really like it. Good luck. And for this scene, Stormy and Freddy, you keep the kid thing going. You're two toddlers playing with Nerf guns and arguing. And you may begin.
Interior cell block, same time. Freddy taunts Stormy as they circle around in the cell by slicing off his fingers, squirting green slime. Stormy winces a little but keeps her distance and cool.
You don't scare me, Freddy.
Thanks to my various hour and many phases and many hours of watching violent television, I have become immune to violence. Pew pew! Seen it all and done before. Nothing you do can gross me out, so why don't you give it your best shot, bitch?
Then maybe I'll just cut to the chase.
Freddy swings the glove, but Stormy ducks, keeping her defensive stance.
Warning you, Freddy. My father's a drill sergeant and in the Marine Corps, and he taught me just how to defend myself against slimy bastards like you.
And Cusper, you're also a tiny toddler fighting with Nerf guns as well.
Oh, I'm so scared. Honey, come on. Hit me. Punch me right in the nose. I dare you.
Tiny Christopher Walken. Freddy juts out his chin, gesturing for Stormy to take a punch. Stormy throws a right and pops Freddy right in the nose.
Ow.
Stormy smiles, but that soon fades as she realizes her fist is stuck in Freddy's nose. Freddy takes in a breath and Stormy's arm is sucked up past the elbow. Groovy, she screams. Freddy takes a deep breath and snorts Stormy right up his nose. Her screams turning into a faint buzz. Freddy smiles.
Oh, now that's what I call getting a buzz.
All right, so now new voice for James.
For James has a Crispin Glover.
Ooh. Hey, you.
Get a lot of requests for that.
We get a lot of Crispin Glover. I think they just want Ted to do it, but Ted left. Ted doesn't even want to be a part of this anymore.
Even know who
Where did Ted go?
He's the dad from Back to the Future.
No,
That's what they
I know who he is.
No, I'm saying that's what they know him as. I think probably.
I guess I hope that guy is all right.
I was eating food.
All right, I'm gonna just because.
Didn't want anyone
Hold on.
Eating face.
Hold on. Just because James was really sad before, let's do this next section as Otto from The Simpsons, so we can get a little more of that voice out of him. There you go.
Interior, Freddy's nostril cavern. Next second. Now the size of a flea, Stormy is clinging to one of hundreds of pointed tree trunks jutting out from the circular walls. Whoa, Freddy Man's nose hairs. Stuck in those humongous hairs are clumps of icky gum. Boogers. Sitting next to Stormy, a particularly large and rotund booger. Well, I can't afford a vocab like this. Clump opens its eyes and says, in the distorted voice of Harry Manfredini.
All right, so Brock, the description here is the distorted voice of Harry Manfredini, who's the composer.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I looked at an interview of him, and he's just a normal guy. So I don't know what that voice is going to be, and I really want the Booger Man to have a memorable voice. So I'd like the Booger Man to be... I'll make your choice between, do you want to do John Rhys-Davies or Pete from Goof Troop and everything? The famous
well, we got to do Pete.
We're going to do Pete from Goofy and everything?
Yeah.
All right, that's the Booger Man.
Peg Leg Pete?
Peg Leg Pete.
Well, hi there, I'm the Booger Man there, and hey, you get it because I'm made of boogers. And it's funny because I come out of the nostril and I'm covered in the mucous membrane there. Hey.
Yeah, Stormy screams, backing up into the trees, trying to put distance between herself and Booger Man.
Oh, don't go there. We could play Star Wars, and you could be Princess Leia, and I'll be Jabba the Hutt, because Disney owns all the things now. And that's pretty good there, Goofster.
Hey, Disney owns me too. All right. Booger Man licks his fat, nasty lips with a slimy green tongue. He does kind of look like Jabba. Stormy screams again.
And we're back to the interior police station, same time. Megan is getting more and more agitated, and I'm not agitated by the fact that you're still all drunk toddlers. It makes me so happy.
We're wasting time. We've got to close down all the churches. Freddy has to marry Lizzie on holy ground.
Megan's parents stare at their daughter with confused, frightened looks.
Don't you understand? He has to come to our reality to do it. It's our last chance to kill him.
Oh, and Murdock, you're a drunk toddler still, yeah.
First of all, though, I would like to say we don't close the churches down. We
No.
don't do it. We got to keep them open.
Get that
Keep
voice
the
out of
churches
this.
open.
Get your voice out of this. We're not doing that.
I don't like it.
He was doing the drunk toddler voice. Oh, got him.
I think we've heard enough of this crime. You take her back to time out.
A couple of deputies grab Megan. Megan's parents watch in pain and horror as the deputies drag their daughter back to her cell, kicking and screaming.
Dad, Mom, don't let them lock me up. I have to save Lizzie.
Hey!
No.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
sick! You don't even realize! You don't even realize what we've done!
I do what I had to do to try and save Lizzie.
Yeah, including murdering your boyfriend and cutting out his heart from the uh-oh.
Liar. Freddy killed Jesse. He was already dead when I cut his heart out. God damn it! You don't understand. Freddy lives! Freddy lives!
Megan's raving grows faint as she disappears into the cell block. Murdock pulls Megan's dad aside, and for this one speech, Murdock, you are Werner Herzog.
You know, Megan, I know how you must feel. I had a dog once. I love that dog. And I wish to see the puppy. I treated her like my own daughter. We went camping, picnics in the park, empty like the baskets we brought. I even had a little stocking. I even had a little stocking, which doesn't make sense for her paw, for her nailed up on the mantle for Christmas, which like religion is hollow. Then one day, she bit me. So I had to blow her brains out. God, I love that dog.
Amazing work. And we go back to the nightmare with Whitney taking over now for this part of the nightmare. Since this is Stormy's big moment and Stormy doesn't have any dialogue here, the Booger Man's still there. But Whitney, you're going to be reading this. And suggestion for the audience.
Okay, a Karen trying to get you to join her MLM.
Okay.
Emojis, though. All right. Interior, Stormy cell and nostril cavern, same time, girlfriend. Freddy starts to dig in his nose with his 4-finger knife, and this is a big opportunity because the giant knife blade comes charging up the nostril cavern like my paychecks, just up and up and up, sending Stormy into hysterics.
Booger Man still Pete.
All right there. Oh, uh-oh. Freddy's picking his nose again. Got to go.
Booger Man. Now you're going to want to pay attention to this. This is important. Booger Man lumbering up the back of the nostril cavern. Stormy watches the massive knife blade as it comes just right for her, right in there. And then at the last possible second, she starts climbing after Booger Man. Again, up and up and up, just like your dividends. She pushes past the disgusting blob of goo, just racing ahead like your future.
Well, excuse me.
That was amazing. Let's get a new voice for Whitney.
Julia Child.
Okay. Apologies to Julia Child. Where did I go? Here we go. Insert Freddy pushes the knife way far back into his head. The giant knife spears Booger Man in the back, running him through and spilling his Booger Man guts out of his front, and we just saute that up a little bit. Stormy gives a little squeal as Booger Man is pulled out, kicking and screaming. Freddy withdraws the knife from his nose, peering closely at tiny Booger Man impaled at the end. He twists his mouth in utter disdain and flicks Booger Man across the cell. Booger Man screams as he flies across the vast space, smacking into the wall, far wall with a giant splat. Ooh, well, Booger Man flattens outward into a thin pancake, sort of like a crepe, but it's a pancake of Booger Man goo, his nasty head still alive right there in the center. Delicious.
Nice. And new voice for Whitney. Good work.
The student who reminds the teacher to collect your homework.
What a twat.
I hated that street. Anyway, excuse me, Freddy reaches through the bars of his cell, his arm, extending out in the grotesque fashion all the way to the deputy's desk. I think you forgot that he feels around the table until he touches the pepper shaker, drawing it back into Stormy's cell. And last week, you forgot about Freddy sprinkling a small amount of pepper into his right palm and breathing it in deeply, and the specks of pepper become rocks that pelt Stormy as she clings to life deep inside the nostril. Remember? Because then Freddy's face begins to distort, his nose wrinkling up the beginnings of a sneeze.
And let's hear this sneeze. All right, and let's finish it up with one last voice.
All right. Fezzik from Princess Bride. Anybody want a peanut?
Andre the Giant?
Zorn, I'm gonna need more of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Of me just saying the name Andre the Giant? Sure, I can say that again. No, I feel bad just trying to do this voice.
It's
just
low.
very low.
It's
and just
very
like,
full.
I can't, it's impossibly low to get to it. But it's just a very
Of course
low.
I should say it.
Yeah.
All right. This is what you're gonna go with.
Great.
Anybody want a peanut?
Yeah.
You want a peanut?
That's the only line we know.
Yep.
Micro Stormy comes blasting out of Freddy's nose with globules of snot. She flies across the massive cell, headed directly for the splattered Booger Man, screaming her head off. Booger Man sees Stormy racing towards him, and he screams too.
And that is the end of your nightmare run there. Thank you very much for James and Whitney for getting through that. Very nice, everybody. I'm glad we got to hear more Otto. It worked perfectly. Interior police station cell block next instant. As the deputy brings Megan back to her cell, they hear a loud splat. Everyone's back to normal voices for the moment.
Stormy?
This deputy pushes Megan back as she moves forward, cautiously glancing around the wall into Stormy's cell. Then, promptly puking combo burrito all over the place. Megan runs up and looks. The wall to Stormy's cell is splattered with blood and bits. That's right. Stormy. Oh, I forgot to count Jason's father when he died earlier. But that was that one. And now, Stormy. Stormy is dead, and for some reason, she is all over the place. All right. Great. So yeah, Stormy died, and Jason's father died earlier, and I apologize for not saying that one. Megan falls to her knees, sobbing. Let's hear that sobbing, Megan.
Oh God, what have I done? What have I done?
We boom out of this chaos and go to exterior Lonely Road night. An ambulance races along the road. In back, Irwin lays strapped to a gurney. Up front sits a driver and an attendant. Suddenly, a large form appears on the road just ahead. The driver slams on the brakes, and the wheel locks up with a terrible squeal. Whoomp! The ambulance plows into the form, knocking it some 50 feet down the road. The driver and the attendant stare out the cracked windshield in shock. And this ambulance driver is Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Go check it out. You stay here.
The driver gets out and goes to the form laying on the road. He bends down to examine the charred mammoth carcass when a fist flies up, smacking the driver in the face. He falls to the ground, unconscious. He's not dead. The attendant, so the corpse sits up and glares from the headlights, and we realize it's Jason, burnt and blackened, but ready for action. He starts towards the ambulance. The attendant gets out and pulls his service revolver, emptying into Jason's chest. Jason recoils only slightly as bullets burst his coveralls. Then he grabs the attendant by the head as he snaps the empty pistol in panic. Jason slams the attendant's face into the side of the ambulance. In the back of the ambulance, a terror-stricken Irwin watches as a face-shaped dent appears in the wall with a sickening wrenching of metal and flesh. Then silence. So that is the end of the attendant smashed in his face, just like Nikki from part 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Just exactly the same kill. Let's just do it again. Rip. Jason pulls off the back door of the ambulance and climbs inside. He reaches out for Irwin, who closes his eyes, waiting for the inevitable. Then, nothing. After a second, Irwin opens an eye. Jason is standing over him and outstretched his hand. In a big, burnt palm, Megan's necklace. Irwin looks from the necklace to Jason. Jason thrusts out his hand impatiently. And so for this, we've got Irwin. Let's go to your list here. I still got plenty of things for you. Let's be Jack Black. Irwin is Jack Black. And yeah, let's go from there.
You want me to tell you where Megan is?
Again, with the thrusting.
Well, why didn't you say so? Jesus! For a minute there, I thought you were gonna kill me. You're not, are you?
Jason shakes his palm at Irwin for a third time.
Okay. I'll take you right to her. Could you help me out of this?
Jason reaches over and yanks out the gurney straps. Irwin exits out the back with Jason following close behind. Irwin climbs in behind the wheel, saying,
I'll drive!
Scooby-Doo-Boo! Jason pushes Irwin aside so roughly that he slams into the passenger side door.
Okay, you drive.
As Jason climbs into the driver's seat, a chime goes off and a female computer voice in a pleasant tone is heard, but I would rather this voice be Tommy Wiseau. You may begin. Ted, I believe this is you.
Oh, it was not highlighted in my script.
I apologize. You're the computer voice.
Fasten your safety belt, please.
Irwin
Fasten your safety belt, please.
Irwin fastens his. Jason watches him and pulls the safety belt across his massive chest. It won't reach. Jason pulls harder, ripping the belt out of the bolts. The chime goes crazy. You're still the chime. You're muted. Ted? Ted?
You are muted, brother.
You are muted. Hey, Ted. You are muted.
Oh, hi, Ted.
Oh, hi, Ted.
Fasten your safety belt, please. Fasten your safety belt, please.
Oh, the safety belt is tearing him apart. Jason smashes the dashboard with his fist, silencing the voice and chime. He turns suddenly to Irwin as if to say, yeah, what about it? Irwin shrugs nervously.
Flickadoo, fuck the bitch. Let's roll.
The ambulance roars away into the early morning. Interior police station cell block. Megan stares through the bars of her cell at the sun as it peeks out over the horizon. The deputy switches on a cell block TV. Angle on TV. An early morning religious program is on. And I believe that is Brock Powell as the original. No, Mark Cusper is the religious announcer. And I want you to bring back your radio DJ. Your AM morning radio DJ, and we will also have Reverend Lovejoy because they just decided to steal that name completely. How is your actual Reverend Lovejoy, Ted?
Nothing. I'm gonna have to call Zorn on that one.
Yeah, I can't do it, so we'll just give you instead Reverend Lovejoy will be. Oh, I haven't heard him yet. Yondu, Michael Rooker. Yondu always makes me happy. So there you go. Begin, religious announcer.
This is Channel 12, station WGOD, where the W stands for worship. And now, Daily Affirmation with Reverend Lawrence Lovejoy.
A shot of the Reverend Lovejoy at the podium in his studio, giving kind words of encouragement.
Good morning, friends. The good book says that each moment brings a new light into our lives, baby.
The good Reverend goes on about it. How it's being darkest before the dawn, having faith with your prayers, they'll be answered. Megan turns and watches the sunrise. It's a glorious sight, and tears start to stream down her cheeks. Then a commercial comes on.
You can own a videotape of Reverend Lovejoy's Daily Affirmation for only $19.95.
Oh, cut to exterior religious radio station, or TV station. In this booth at the main gate, the gate guard watches as a procession of hearses approaches. As the first hearse reaches the gate, the guard steps out and says, And so this gate guard is actually the brother of the guard from the night watchman from the previous one. The man who always wanted children but never found love and was accidentally murdered by his child that he never knew he had, which was the cultist. So you are reprising the role of the cultist, Cusper, the kid who's trying to just find family in this world, and he found this cult. And Brock, you are the gate guard, who is the brother who just got off the phone and found out that his brother was killed by one of these cultists. You may begin.
What can I do for you?
A cultist sticks his head out the window and says,
We're here to see the Reverend Lovejoy. We need him to perform a wedding.
Do you have an appointment?
No, I have a Beretta.
The cultist produces a pistol and bang!
Oh no!
Yep, that's right. Right there, the gate guard has been killed. Number 20 on our list. Poor Giga. That poor family.
That poor family.
Interior studio moments later. Reverend Lovejoy is at the podium, his wife at the organ, waiting for the commercial break to be over. The floor manager counts down. 3, 2, 1. Bam! The cultists burst into the studio. The camera operator and floor manager are killed. 2 more. There they are. I knew something got screwed up. There it is. The cam operator, number 21 and 22, killed by cultists. All right. And continuing onward, they're dead. The Reverend Lovejoy and his wife at the organ are taken hostage. Interior police station, cell block, the same time. Megan is watching this whole thing on the TV and is confused. Interior the studio the next second. The cultists break into the control room, killing the director and his staff. And so I don't know exactly how many that is, but it'll be the director, and since staff has 5 letters, 5 people died. It's a good rule of thumb right there. Gotta count letters. So they are all dead.
This is like Joker all of a sudden.
Yeah. And then one slips into the sound booth, garrote wire. It's whatever that wire is, that piano wire. And he garrots the religious announcer. The religious announcer is now dead. Let's hear that religious announcer's death, Cusper. Oh, you're muted. That's how a radio DJ dies. Come on, man. Come on. You're adorable. Here we go. So now he's dead. What else do we got? Another smashes the control board, killing the signal. All the feed monitors go snowy. Interior cell block, same time. Angle on TV as the picture goes to static. Just then, the deputy appears in front of Megan's cell. This is you, Megan, as the deputy again. And you may take a suggestion of me, a Muppet. I would like you to be a Muppet of some kind. You pick your Muppet that you want to be. You have to be a Muppet. You pick whichever one you want. And then Megan, you're also a Muppet of your choosing.
Okay. I'll just do Miss Piggy because everyone said that's what Yoda sounded like last week.
Great.
Anyway, there we go.
Something just happened at the TV station.
Beep, 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 beep.
Translation, don't worry about it. Get undressed.
What for?
Beep, 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 beep.
Translation, time to get you cleaned up for court. Megan looks back at the TV as she slowly starts to get undressed. Okay, so for those following along, at this point, Megan is undressing. I have cut the next 3-page scene because the characters in this scene are labeled head bitch, bitch one, saucy bitch. Like, they're all just, it's a terrible prison potential rape scene. It's awful. If you want to read it, you can, but this does not.
I read it as soon as the stream ended
Of
last
course,
week.
everyone, of course you read it.
I gotta fucking read this shit.
Yeah, you're welcome to read it. Download the script and read this next 3 pages, but I'm skipping past it. Basically, you just need to know that they're all naked, a bunch of ladies talking and getting molested, and then it creates confusion. There's a prison break. A bunch of naked ladies run out of the place. and they run past Murdock, who says his line, punks. And then Megan escapes in the confusion of all of that. So feel free to read that yourself, but I don't want to read it on this thing right now because I didn't want to cast the head bitch. So we will continue onward, and now we have the junior trooper is going to be here, and your junior trooper is Brendan Gleeson in Lake Placid for the junior trooper.
Oh God, okay.
So Megan exits the station just as a patrol car pulls up. She reaches in and grabs the junior trooper, pulling him out. Then she slips behind the wheel and roars off. The junior trooper calls after her.
Hey, that's Captain Murdock's car. With my lover in it from Lake Placid. This storyline I invented in the movie that should exist. People who listen to the podcast will like this part and no one else will.
That's not fair. I didn't listen to the podcast yet, and I like that part. I don't know what's going on with the lover in it, but we are now on to a next scene. We need voices for Reverend Lovejoy, Freddy, Cultist, and Lizzie. Lizzie's returning. So let's go to the audience for that one.
Like 13-year-old
Okay.
or whatever?
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you delegate these.
Yeah.
But we need a stereotypical pirate, a stereotypical damsel in distress, and a stereotypical cowboy.
Okay. Let's go with
pirate,
Freddy.
damsel,
Freddy. You're just Freddy. God damn it. No, Freddy, you're a pirate. Let's be a pirate, Freddy.
It should be the damsel.
No. Fine. You want Freddy to be the damsel in distress? No.
No.
All right. Sorry. Freddy, you've got some lines coming up. I'm gonna have you just be Freddy because I think they work well that way. So Reverend Lovejoy is the
Damsel in distress.
is the damsel in distress. Lizzie is a pirate, and also there's a cultist in there.
I have a hook, see.
And the oh god, I don't know. Cultist, there you go. Cultist, you are the cowboy.
Sweet parrot.
All right. Ready? Here we go. Thank you for being with me while I went through all that. Here we go. Interior studio, same time. The cultists surround Reverend Lovejoy as he nervously shakes his head, saying,
I won't do it. It's a sin. Blasphemy. Ah.
One of the cultists puts a gun to Mrs. Lovejoy's head.
Wedding or funeral, your choice.
The Reverend swallows and says,
And who would be the bride?
Lizzie is brought forth. The cultists take her arm and inject her with dream dope. Lizzie's head lulls as she chants softly.
You're 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
The rest of the cultists shoot up, passing the needle from one to another.
3, 4, better lock your door, McCarthy.
Good Reverend watches this with a lump in his throat. He shudders and asks,
And the groom? Oh, no.
He's coming.
Lizzie is almost asleep.
5, 6, grab your crucifix.
The neon cross behind the podium begins to flicker. Then with a sharp snap of electricity, the cross falls over, turning upside down. It hangs there for an instant. Then, pow! The cross explodes, catching the curtains on fire. As the flames consume the curtains, a hole in reality appears. The Dream Gate. Freddy comes springing out, leaping in front of the podium. He laughs and turns to Lizzie, asleep on the bench.
Thanks for the lift, sister! Hiya, kids!
Hiya, Freddy!
Hiya, Freddy!
Ready to get hitched?
Ready!
Then let's do it!
Lizzie looks up and smiles.
You're a vast. I love you, Freddy.
Holy crap. Okay,
They make such a cute couple.
Interior police station afternoon, a deputy comes up to that's
Pirate Child.
Pirate Child and Freddy.
Pirate baby.
Uh,
Pirate baby!
A deputy comes up to Murdock and says something. The deputy, that's Megan again. You are the deputy. Apparently, deputy's in this more than I thought. So good work. Yeah, deputy, pick something from your list of things there. Actually, you know what? You're both me for this scene. Megan, you're Zoran.
Impression of you?
Yeah, you're doing an impression of me.
This is
Of
what
Zoran
James and
Gavoyich.
Chelsea felt like last week.
Yeah, that's right. Do an impression of the man that you live with. Brock, I'm talking to you.
Okay, Megan, you can come live with me.
Okay. Ooh, thanks.
All right, you may begin.
Oh, God. We found your patrol car, Captain. It's been abandoned near a local religious station.
Religious station, is there a pod right here?
Yes, sir. Reverend Lovejoy broadcasts out of that location.
Have you noticed my nerdy t-shirt? I'm fun. So that's where they're hiding.
So glad that was only 4 lines. Amazing work, everybody. I kind of sound like Jim Carrey. That's great. I'll take it. Interior studio, same time. Lizzie and Freddy stand before Reverend Lovejoy. Let's get a new voice for Reverend Lovejoy. I'm going to pull this one from Ted's list here. Reverend Lovejoy, you're Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul.
Oh, what up, bitch?
There it is. You're going to do great. And Megan. Let's get a suggestion from the audience for Megan.
But Chelsea, how do you feel about some Beetlejuice action?
Ooh. I don't know.
Zoran it.
You can.
Zoran, help.
Oh, Lord.
Like, I know what he sounds like, but
No. We had a very, very loving request to do some John Boyd again.
Oh, John Boyd from Anaconda. That's fine.
I'll
If
always
people
do
requested
that.
it, we'll do John Boyd from Anaconda. And diddly-doo. And I think that will be it for that. Because, Freddy, you just stay the lovable Freddy you are. I love him. He's great. Continue.
And if there be anyone among you who has any reason why these two should not be joined in a holy...
Freddy holds up a finger.
In matrimony, let them speak now. Please, God, will forever hold their peace.
Wham! Megan bursts in.
Stop.
Everyone turns and looks at Megan and who comes to the pulpit.
Take me, Freddy. Take me and stay.
You're a virgin?
Oh, that's right. Tell everybody.
Freddy moves closer to Megan, running a blade over and around Megan's neck as she struggles to remain calm. You're skipping past that one word that is in his dialogue, Cusper.
Jesus, this script is...
It was the 90s. It was a different
the
time.
90s.
It was a different time. There's an inappropriate word that you may read in the actual script if you want. But Cusper, you're not going to say it.
Yes. You're a bit juicier than your sister. That is bad.
It's bad.
Okay. You've got the job. Get her ready.
All right, cool. We are now to the religious TV station. Night outside, the cultists surround the outside of the station, watching. There's a dozen police vehicles swarming the fence. Murdock and the SWAT commander get out and lead the car. Murdock picks up his bullhorn and says something, and of course, in this voice, Murdock and the SWAT commander are now. Give me a suggestion for SWAT commander for Cusper. Megan.
Cusper. Yoda.
Okay, Yoda. I think that's in your wheelhouse. And Murdock, you are John Rhys Davies.
Yes.
God. Ah, this is Captain Renton's Murdock, State Trooper. I'm giving you until the count of 3 to come out with your hands up.
A cultist sniper fires a shot at Murdock. The bullet hits, smashing the emergency lights atop the car. The other cops duck down, but not Murdock. He turns calmly to the SWAT commander and says,
Welcome, my friend, and hand me that flare pistol.
The commander gives the flare gun to Murdock, adding,
Idea good. Little throw light on them. See, if spot, their firing positions you will.
Amazing. As the commander speaks, Murdock aims the pistol carefully and fires. Poof. The flare streaks into the roof of the TV station, smacking the sniper. He bursts into flames and tumbles to the ground. That's right, cultist sniper, number 30.
F in the chat for
Yeah.
who just died.
For that guy. Murdock hands the flare gun back to the commander, going back to the bullhorn and saying,
All right, now I am through playing nice guy. I want the rest of you punks to come out right now with a hands up.
The cultists respond by filling the air with hot lead. The cops fire back, bullets, hits exploding all along the sides of the TV station. Interior studio next moment. The cultists bear Megan's arm and inject her with dream dope. She takes her place at the threshold beside Freddy. Exterior, religious TV station, same time. As the battle outside between the cultists and the cop rages, Murdock and the SWAT commander squat down behind a fender to reload. Let me continue.
Surrender, it doesn't look like they're going to. And now I'm going to do Gimli, because I can. My axe. What we're going to need then is someone to dodge their lines. Make a hole for us to slip in. Anyone that crazy, where will you find?
Just then, an ambulance comes roaring through the police line, causing the cops to scurry like mice.
Here comes one now, and don't let the elf know. Go get him, son.
Murdock
Go get
squints.
him.
Yeah, to see who's driving. It's Jason! He's driving! Irwin smiles and waves to Murdock through the passenger side window as the ambulance zooms past. Murdock curses, drawing his pistol and shooting after the ambulance. The other cops join in the moment later. Bullet crash spark off the front of the ambulance as it crashes through the front gate. Inside the ambulance, Irwin hazards a glance back at the cops, then turns to Jason, and for this one line, I would like you to be WWE's Mankind.
That was easy enough.
Aww. Irwin looks ahead and screams. Angled through the windshield as three cultists stand directly in front of the speeding ambulance, firing machine guns. The glass explodes just as Irwin ducks down. Two cultists suddenly scatter as Jason rams the ambulance into the middle one. That's right. He is dead. What is he? Number 31? Run over by Jason's ambulance. 31. Dead. All right. Continuing forward. They crash into the side of the station. Irwin pushes down his airbag just in time to see a cultist closing in with a gun. He reaches through the smashed windshield and grabs the squashed cultist's machine gun laying on the hood. Irwin turns, shoots the cultist just in time. There it is. Shot by Irwin, number 32. And now Jason, skipping past that. As Jason kicks open the driver's side door, he's greeted by two cultists shooting at him. He rips off the driver's side door and hurls it at the two punks, knocking them down like bowling pins. Not dead. Then Jason reaches back into the ambulance, pulls out the jaws of life, and with Irwin covering his back, starts towards the front door. Interior, studio, same time. The wedding proceeds with Michael Rooker. Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
Ted. Ted? There you go.
All right, here we go. Once again, if there be anyone among you who does not want these two people to be joined, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
Megan looks around. No one's saying anything. The Reverend clears his throat to continue when, wham! The studio door flies open and Jason appears in the doorway holding the jaws of life.
Uh-oh!
I want you to play Freddy in this script. Oh, it's so good. I want to film this. Oh, God. The cultists attack Jason. Jason grabs the first one with the jaws of life, folds him in half like a rag doll. That's right. Folded in half by Jason's jaws of life. Number 33. And we keep going. Another attacks with a machete. Bad idea. One more cultist goes down. Gave his life and machete to Jason. Jason now owns that machete And he finishes off the last 2 cultists in indiscriminate ways. We don't know how he does it. And the cultists on the other side of the studio door start pounding to get in. Jason starts swinging at Freddy with the machete, slicing through a camera cable, close on the cable as it falls to the floor. Freddy jumps back through the dream gate, closing it behind him. Erwin runs over to Megan and Lizzie. He tries to wake them, but can't. As Jason lumbers over, Erwin looks up and says, still as mankind,
I can't wake them up. Freddy's got him trapped.
Erwin thinks for a moment, then rushes over to a couple of dead cultists. He takes their syringes. Erwin jabs Jason in the neck with 2 syringes full of dream dope.
Go get him, boy, and have a nice day.
Jason staggers forward, falling into the nightmare arena. That's right, we are at the boxing match in hell. This is what we've been waiting for. Normally this would be a nightmare gauntlet, but I am just going to make sure we hear every damn word of this thing, because it's a boxing match in hell. And because we can't have this happen alone, I have a special guest joining us right now for this. We have Jason Voorhees.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Jason has joined for our fight. He's ready. Look at him. He's in the ring. He's ready to go. Freddy, do you even have your glove? Where's your glove, Freddy? There you go. You get ready for battle while I continue to read here. And we begin. Jason falls into a boxing arena. The ropes are entrails, and atop each corner post is mounted a human head. The spectators are demons, monsters, and the living dead. Jason looks over at his opponent, dressed in boxing shorts, shoes, and gloves. It's Freddy. Jason raises his arms and finds he too is wearing boxing gloves. Ted Bundy steps into the ring. Ted, do you have a Ted Bundy impression?
I could also do the, what is that dude that does the...
Michael Buffer, the Ready to Rumble?
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fight of the century. I'm your ring announcer, Ted Bundy.
Bang! A bullet hole appears in Ted's forehead, blowing his brains out the back. He falls over dead, and the crowd cheers. Ted sits up and pulls the wig back over his shaved head, and electric burns as he calls into the balcony. So anyone that dies during the hell sequence doesn't actually die, so just prepare yourself for that. No one dies, they're already in hell. Begin.
Very funny, Oswald.
Angle in balcony. Oswald stands, his rifle still smoking. Oswald, you're Ace Ventura.
It wasn't me.
Ted Bundy gets to his feet and finishes the intro.
In my left corner, weighing in at only 97 pounds, the Nightmare Master himself, the one, the only, Freddy Krueger!
Hey, he holds up his arms and the crowd goes wild. Yeah! Yeah, that's yeah, just waving slightly at people. I love it.
And on my right, weighing in at a whopping 413 pounds, that killer of countless teenagers, the big guy, Jason Voorhees.
Cheers and booze.
Yeah. Rise tonight. Not one, but 2. Count them. 2 virgins ripe for the picking.
Ted gestures to a large cage suspended over the arena. Inside, Megan and Lizzie clutch each other.
Hey, have one now and save the other for the ride home. That's what I did.
Oh, man. Laughter from the crowd.
Oh, my God.
Megan, you're normal for this scene. Good, just enjoy.
Kick his ass, Jason! Yeah!
Ding! The bell sounds. The first round begins. Freddy starts towards Jason, cocking his glove for a blow. Then, cha-ching! Knife blades jut out of the glove. He punches Jason in the stomach and starts ripping him open. Rotten guts are spilling out everywhere. Jason spots a cocktail waitress walking past with an axe in her head. This is Bloody Mary. Jason reaches over the side of the ring and pulls the axe out of her head. Bloody Mary whips around yelling, and Bloody Mary is a very excited horse.
Hey!
Exactly. Jason swings with the axe. Schwack. Jason slices off Freddy's arm. The crowd roars. Freddy looks down at the looking armpit, gushing with rotten blood, and he shrugs.
Oh, well, I guess I axed for that.
Oh, Freddy grows a new arm complete with glove of knives. Jason throws the axe at Freddy, who ducks it. The axe flies into the audience, smacking Mussolini square between the eyes. He falls back to the floor. Hitler turns to Eva Braun and says disdainfully, as a Minnesota mom,
It's just one word.
You do it.
Peasants.
Yeah, exactly.
You nailed it.
You nailed it. Ding! The bell rings. Freddy and Jason break, going into their respective corners. As Jason sits down in the corner, the human head mounted on his corner post starts in. Can you do Rocky's coach, the Burgess Meredith character from Rocky?
That's it, kiddo. You're really giving it to him out there. You shoot lightning and crap thunder. Use the left more. Jab. Make him hurt. That's the ticket to a knockout.
Up in her cage, Megan clutches a terrified Lizzie. Interior studio, same time. Erwin watches Jason sleep as the cultists bang down the studio door. Interior, Nightmare Arena, next moment. Ding! The bell sounds again and round 2 begins. Freddy and Jason get to their feet and close in on each other. Jason swings wide. Freddy ducks under Jason's massive fist just as the referee steps in for a close look. Whoomp! Jason knocks the referee's head off. It goes flying into the balcony. The crowd cheers. Jason chases Freddy around the ring, looking for an opening. Freddy backpedals, tripping over the ref's decapitated body as several hungry zombies drag him out of the ring, ripping his body apart and devouring him. Up in their cage, Megan and Lizzie grimace with disgust. Jason reaches down and grabs Freddy, hoisting him high above his head. Then Jason body slams Freddy to the mat. The crowd cheers. Jason starts jumping up and down on Freddy's back. Freddy reaches into his shirt and pulls out a rusty can of spinach. In a grotesque parody of Popeye, he opens the can full of nasty worms and maggots. He gulps it down. Suddenly, Freddy throws Jason off his back and stands, huge muscles ballooning out on his chest and arms. At the end of his right hand, a heavy metal boxing glove. Jason gets to his feet in time to see Freddy cock the massive glove for a blow. Ching! Dozens of spikes spring out of the metal glove. Freddy swings, knocking Jason into the ropes. He bounces off and falls to the mat. The fans go nuts. As Jason tries to get up, Freddy swings his right arm around and around. The metal boxing glove turns into a giant mallet. Jason looks up just in time to see the mallet coming down. Wham! Freddy drives Jason into the mat. The crowd goes wild. From up in her cage, Megan starts to scream.
Jason, get up! Get up!
Angle under the mat. It's dark, foreboding, underwater abyss. Jason's legs kick, trying to get back up. Something slithers up from out of the deep. Wisps of empty blackness clutching at Jason's boot. Freddy pushes down on Jason's mask, shoving him down. Jason struggles, but keeps slipping. This looks like the end of Jason. Freddy laughs.
Jason, you gotta get up!
Jason's POV of Freddy looking down on him, pushing him down, drowning him. Flash cut to Camp Crystal Lake 1953. Young Jason POV as he's being drowned. He fights to get to the surface. To see who it is, young Jason breaks the surface for an instant, and this killer comes into sharp focus. It's Freddy. What age is he, everyone? What age is everyone? What number is only used in this script? Everyone? 13. 13-year-old Freddy drowned Jason. His Camp Crystal Lake name tag reads, "Hi, my name is Freddy." He pushes the young Jason down again, laughing. Hard cut to Nightmare Arena next instant. Freddy pushes Jason down into the abyss, below the mat, laughing. When Jason snaps with a burst of strength, he kicks upward, coming up out of the mat. Jason grabs Freddy by the throat and seizes him up with him. Jason's momentum carries both of them up to the ceiling where they crash through to the studio. That was a boxing match in hell, refereed by Ted Bundy, with cameos from Hitler and Bloody Mary and all kinds of things. I hope you enjoyed that. As we continue the action, Freddy is in reality. Jason wakes up, holding Freddy by the throat as he bangs his head into the lighting gridwork above the studio. A light explodes and Freddy cries in pain, then realizes he's been brought into the real world.
Oh, shit!
Jason throws Freddy to the ground, then raises up a boot and stomps Freddy's head, squashing it like a tomato. The dream demons squirt out. Just then, the cultists break down the studio door. They raise their weapons to fire when their heads suddenly implode. That's right, the Freddy cultists. I think we had them. Yeah, they were killed. Here we go. Yep. Heads implode on page 105. So there you go, 44. And again, 8 letters in cultists, 8 cultists die. That's how you count kills in a script. Just then, the cultists break down the studio door. I'm sorry, their heads exploded. They're fine. So their heads implode, and then the following line, after their heads implode, they fall screaming to the floor. Very curious how that happens, but that's fine. Exterior, religious TV station night, the same instant. As we continue, let's get some new voices here for Murdock, Megan, and Erwin.
All right.
Erwin, let's do... oh, man. Let's do your JFK. JFK, Erwin, and Murdock. What president other than Trump would you like to do?
Teddy Roosevelt?
Sure. Go Teddy Roosevelt if you want, man.
Respect.
And then Megan, we need a president for Megan.
We had a Barack Obama request.
Do you want to do JFK and I could do Clinton?
We also had a Clinton request.
Okay.
What about...
I can do Obama if you prefer, by the way.
Ooh, okay.
I love Obama, but
whatever you want, man.
I can give you some Obama.
Okay.
I know Al Gore wasn't president, but...
Well, if you guys want to swap and you want to do JFK for Chelsea and then Clinton, and I'd like the 3 of these presidents to have a scene together. I think it'll be fun.
Well, what do you want?
I could do JFK then.
You want JFK?
Why, you
All
want to
right.
do Clinton?
I'll do Clinton, yeah.
Okay.
I'll take Obama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so here we go. So the remaining cultists are shooting it out with the police. Suddenly, they grab their heads, screaming first, then their heads implode. We kill the remaining cultists, and since they're remaining, only 4 letters. We'll cut it in half. 4 more cultists die. 48 deaths so far in this script. So here we are. Murdock sees this and says to the SWAT commander,
Now, Michelle and I believe is our chance. The American people want 60 seconds to get in there and move in.
Before the commander can reply, Murdock is off and running into the station. Interior studio, same time. Megan and Lizzie come out of their sleep-like trance and embrace. Then Megan looks up at Erwin.
What took you so long?
Erwin gestures to Jason, trying to keep his voice low so as to not hurt the big guy's feelings.
Whatever you do, don't let this guy drive.
Megan smiles at Jason.
I knew you would come.
Jason.
Body platter.
Jason and Megan look over to where Freddy's body is fast decaying, turning back into blackened bones, scraps of cloth, and a rusting glove of knives. The dream demons squirm around on the studio floor. Then, they swim into the open end of the camera cable and disappear. In the control room, Freddy's face appears on every monitor, laughing.
Oh no! Freddy's in the transmitter.
Oh man, Erwin watches as an electrical Freddy impulse races from the control room via a long, thick cable running overhead.
He's going for the satellite dish. If he uplinks with a communication satellite, he can beam himself anywhere in the world. We'll never be rid of him.
Megan,
just like Saddam.
Oh, Megan and Jason look up at the Freddy impulse shoots past them, going through the ceiling to continuous action rooftop. The satellite dish mounted on the roof. It begins to pulsate with an olive and red glow. Getting ready to beam Freddy. Interior, studio, same time. Megan reaches up and grabs the cable, pulling it hard. Exterior, roof, continuous action. The roof gives way, tilting the big dish just as it blasts the laughing Freddy beam into the night sky. Exterior, Earth's upper atmosphere. Next instant, the Freddy beam just misses the satellite, ricocheting off one of the solar panels and sending the satellite tumbling into deep space. The deflected Freddy beam now zooms towards the sun. Inside the beam, Freddy sees the sun zooming up as he screams. His face burns away, leaving a screaming skull. That, too, burns away, leaving the dream demons. One by one, they burn up as the beam reaches the sun. Angle on the sun as the beam explodes, causing a solar prominence. Goodbye, Freddy Krueger, Digital Freddy, burned up in the sun. And the dream demons are finally dead, so screw them. Interior TV station. The ceiling collapses in on Jason, burying him under a ton of rubble and the big antenna dish. A ton of dust billows up. Just then, Megan bursts in. He sees Murdock bursts in. He sees Lizzie and Megan and takes aim with the shotgun. Irwin sees this and jumps in between them, yelling.
No, wait.
Murdock fires. The shotgun blast knocks Irwin across the room where he lands in a heap. Megan and Lizzie run to his side. Irwin struggles to breathe, a large hole in his chest. With fading strength, Irwin pulls his pin out and pricks himself. Irwin smiles and dies. You are the 50th kill in this script, and I killed you twice, buddy. Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? Like,
oh man. All right. So that is that.
why did Murdock try and shoot me?
Huh?
Because he shoots crazy kids, because it's gotta put him down like it's
I guess so.
All right.
Shooting everybody.
Megan here and Murdock, just because people enjoyed it, let's have your next lines be Jesse Ventura again.
Yeah.
Because it makes us very happy. And Megan, if you want to, Chelsea, if you want to start, Jesse Ventura for your two words that you have to say. Got 2 words.
Irwin.
Amazing.
He is deceased, if you can believe the Judeo-Christian values of death. He is in fact dead, and so are you if you don't put your hands up right now, just like the time I put the Big Show in a headlock, like this.
Lizzie turns and attacks Murdock. He knocks her to the floor, taking aim on her head with the shotgun as he says,
"It's time I taught you girls some respect for the law. Like the time I tried to teach Vince McMahon about tax evasion, but he and Donald Trump had a conspiracy with the reptilians, and they got Hillary Clinton pregnant with android babies."
It does sound like Jesse Ventura.
In a panic, Megan snatches up a pistol from a fallen cultist and fires it at Murdock's head. Twang! Murdock's hat goes flying off with a spark hit, revealing his bald, hideous head. A large open wound with a metal plate underneath. Because if you remember, he was chopped in the head by Jason in the previous one. That's very nice, Ted. I see your Jason mask. He turns towards Megan with an evil grin on his face.
"Ah, so you want to be a punk like that kid, Dwayne Johnson. First of all, what is it? Rocks are for rock, paper, scissors. They're not for wrestling. And you're not even a chef, so how could I smell what you are cooking?"
Murdock raises the shotgun, taking aim on Megan.
"Then you will die like a punk. And that is all I have to say."
Murdock starts to squeeze the trigger when Jason's hand shoots up out of the rubble pile behind him. Jason jams his hand down the back of Murdock's pants and pulls up his briefs, lifting him a foot off the floor with a Jason wedgie. As he rises from the rubble, he sees Murdock's name written in his underwear. As Murdock screams, Jason jerks the shotgun from his hand and jams it up Murdock's ass.
My ass, it hurts. This is worse than the time I was probed by the interdimensional beings sideways.
Very good, Murdock. It goes right through the seat of his pants. Murdock's cheeks bulge out as the muzzle slams into the roof of his mouth. Jason cocks the shotgun and boom! That's the end of Murdock. Murdock's head and shoulders explode from his torso, leaving his broken spine sticking out of his shirt. Bits of Murdock splatter the floor as his metal plate comes pinging down, rolling around and spinning on the floor like a hubcap.
That's the best part.
Wow. Jason drops Murdock, what's left of him, to the floor just as the SWAT commander and his men come charging in. They see Jason and raise their guns in panic.
No.
Too late. The cops let loose with a barrage of gunfire. Bullet hits explode on Jason's chest. Megan grabs Lizzie and covers her up as the bullets whiz past. More and more bullets hit and smack Jason. A bullet hole outline appears on the wall behind him. The cops start running out of ammo and cries go up for more ammo, more ammo. Various inserts of cops going for hideout pistols, opening their trunks. They're shooting him a lot, basically. Jason keeps getting shot. Pieces of him flying, fingers shot off, a knee shot off, dozens of bullet hits. Finally, the cops start running out of ammo. The shooting subsides and finally grinds to a stop, leaving the cops knee-high in a brass and thick layer of gun smoke in the room. As it clears, Jason still stands. He teeters a little, then falls backward with a mighty thud. Jason lays dying. Megan rushes to his side. Jason reaches into one of the giant holes in his chest and pulls something out. What does he pull out, Jason? It's Jesse's heart.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
He hands it to Megan. Then Jason's head rolls back. He is dead. Our last kill, number 52, gave his heart to end this script.
Oh.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Megan begins weeping as we pull out of the studio, revealing her surrounded by Jason, Freddy, and Murdock's dead bodies. Interior, Lizzie's room, night. Oh, we get a nice little scene between Lizzie and Megan. Let's have you both be Disney princesses.
Okay. Okay.
And here we are. Megan tucks Lizzie into her bed. She gives her the Raggedy Ann doll and kisses her goodnight. As Megan turns out the light, Lizzie asks,
You forgot to check under the bed.
Megan clucks and bends down. Let's hear that cluck, Megan. Peering under the bed, nada.
No monsters here. But what if they come back?
Then we'll just have to kick their ass again.
Lizzie giggles.
I love you, Megan.
I love you too. Now go the fuck to sleep.
And we are now in the interior Megan's house, continuous action. As beautiful. Megan crosses to her room. Her parents call up to her from the bedroom of the staircase. And just because we can, we're ending with everyone is Arnold Schwarzenegger. No! Yeah, that's right. You're all Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you may begin with Megan's dad.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Megan!
Megan looks down at her parents.
Yes, Dad.
Your mom and I, well, we want to thank you for saving your sister's life. We know you went through a lot.
We're going to be there for you from now on. For both of you. And that nice lawyer we hired for you says he thinks he could get all their charges dropped, except maybe for the grave robbing and human desecration ones.
Everything is going to be fine.
No.
I'm going to get sober.
We are going to be normal. Happy Family again.
I know.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad.
Good night, Megan.
All right, interior, Megan's room night. Megan is ready for bed, drawing back the covers. When the phone rings, she picks it up.
Hello.
I will be seeing you in your dreams.
Oh, Freddy's nasty tongue slithers out of the handset and licks Megan in the face. She yelps and slams the phone down.
I know.
Megan puts the phone in a drawer and closes it. She climbs into the bed and pulls back the pillow to reveal the pistol Irwin gave Jesse to kill Freddy. She smiles and puts the pistol back under the pillow. Blackness. The phone rings. Roll end credits. And then there's an after the credits bit. Interior Nightmare Arena. Ted Bundy and all the spectators are looking up at the hole in the ceiling that Jason and Freddy made when they went back to reality, waiting. Finally, somebody says, in a Bruce the Shark voice,
I don't think they're coming back.
and Ted Bundy.
Okay, folks, show's over. Everybody can go home now.
All the monsters get grumbling and start to exit. Cut to black. Now it's over. Nightmare 13, everyone! We made it through. Oh my god. And now I'm going to reveal our mystery Jason. I'm sure you could tell from his fabulous neckline who our Jason Voorhees was.
It is a nice neck.
Yeah, it is Jeremy Connie from Social Mediasticist, our very own emo teen Jason, and later faithful husband Jason.
Somewhat faithful.
Yes, so
that
there
movie
he
was
is.
really good. That was a great script.
Yeah, no.
I can't
Thank you
believe they
for
didn't make it.
doing all of Jason's lines and giving us your heart at the very end. That was lovely.
So cute.
Appreciate it. And so, Jason, I would like to announce what we're doing next Friday, because normally we do a Q&A, but we're actually have something very special, because what is next week? Jason, what is the special thing?
This is the anniversary of Social Mediasticist.
Part 2. Anniversary of Social
Part
Media
2, yeah.
2. And we will be doing a live reunion show on our channel next Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've got a lot of the people back. We're going to be going probably from like 6 to 9. But everyone's going to be in different chunks and things. I'll be asking questions, showing behind-the-scenes videos, stories, sharing things, interviews. We'll be taking questions from you, the audience, as well. And I mocked up a little thumbnail here. There it is. Social Mediasticist 2 on and on live. March 29th. That will be going up tomorrow, so you can set up a reminder for that event. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great way to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Almost, I think we're at over 14 million views, thanks to everyone. Thanks to
Holy crap.
James and Chelsea and Cusper and Ted and Brock and Whitney and everyone here was in the music video. I just realized that right now.
Megan was too.
Yeah, I was saying, that's what I said. Megan, everyone is here.
Hello.
Megan is in there. Everyone is in there. So yeah, you'll be seeing these smiling faces again for little 15-minute chunks next time as I interview each person on their own. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. And we have just a couple minutes left. Let's just hear everyone's opinions on the script. Like, what's the most ridiculous thing that you remember? And what was something that you actually liked? So what's the worst thing, and what was something that you actually liked that you would have liked to see? We'll start over here with Jason Voorhees, since you're down there.
Oh man, I loved how much Jason just they love to try and kill him and they can't, and they just love to show as much of not killing him as they can, and so like the body parts being shot away. No, the napalm bomb.
Yeah, there you go.
The bomb was great. He gets hit with a huge city. Something that would level a part of a city, and he's just like, oh, I'll go take a dip in the lake.
Yeah, that's fine. They cooled him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about you, Chelsea?
I mean, there's some like cool visual stuff, like pushing Jason's head down through the ring into like water is neat. But it's this is such like peak Freddy as a cartoon, and I don't know, man. This is a wild script.
I will not blame Lewis for this, because at the time that he wrote this is where the character was. This was Freddy's dead Freddy. It was Freddy's dead Freddy and Jason Goes to Hell. That's where the characters were. So he's just honoring them, and he made this the bulkier, kind of Kane Hodder Jason, and he tried to honor that and just push it ridiculously, but oh man, it made me so mad. I just forgot also something that well, let's do this. Everyone keep listening to us, and I have something very special at the very end, which I completely forgot about until this moment. Because we've been counting kills this whole time, so you're going to want to stay for the numbers. So let's just hear everybody else's thoughts, and then we're going to end out on the numbers and count up all these kills. So, James, how did you feel? What are some things you liked and some things that you just were like, good God, like?
Well, had I had a better understanding of that shotgun kill to Murdock, I probably would have given that the golden chainsaw.
Oh, really?
And, it's appalling, but it's something I've never seen it before, so you know.
Okay, that's fair.
It blows him apart, and then his little. I think really what sold it was Whitney's depiction of the metal plate. Yeah, that.
It's the
that visualization.
That's the best.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I didn't explain that one better to you. I didn't have James read the entire script when we picked awards and such things, but
yeah, but no, this script was garbage.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first of 10 scripts that they did for Freddy vs. Jason. So we're just gonna cover the rest of them. Every week we're gonna do a new Freddy vs. Jason script till the end of time. We're gonna need a break. Was there anything that? Oh, so you did like the shotgun kill, even though it was appalling. It was a fun visual. Okay, cool. Ted, what did you think?
Oh man, I would love to just see that fight, even if that required this movie to be made. I don't know about the rest of it, but that fight, I was just like, I just want to see this. This seems like as ridiculous and over the top as like Spawn from the 90s. I was just like imagining that as like the backdrop, and I don't know.
Yeah, that CGI would have been terrible for hell. Like it would have been that terrible
That's
CGI.
all I could think about.
Oh yeah.
Like the boxing glove turning into stuff would look like the mask, but like a million times.
It wouldn't look like Terminator 2. I'll tell you.
No, not at all. Cusper, what about you? What'd you think?
Booger Man.
You liked Booger Man?
Booger Man. That's all I want.
Of course he did.
Booger Man is awful. I mean, the fact that he was voiced by Pete was great, but oh man, just as soon I remember Megan read the script and she's like, "What am I reading?" It was like, "I'm the Booger Man." Get it?
Get it?
Like when you have to explain, like, yeah, we get it. You're in the boogers and you're a Booger Man. It's like the Boogeyman. We get it.
Right. It's my level.
Okay, that's your level of humor. I get it. What about you, Brock?
I did not like using the boyfriend's heart to bring Jason back to. That made me sad.
Okay.
I did like that Freddy, 13-year-old Freddy, was the one that kills Jason. Oh, I super did not like that they added the pedophile prologue to the original Friday the 13th. So the mom sends Jason to camp because he's being molested by his father, and then he's promptly murdered by negligent like camp counselors. Oh my god.
That's true. Like when it says like he's like he bends over something, and I'm like, is he just being spanked? Because I don't think that's where they're going with this. Because the dad's like unbuckling, and then she's like, "You're not going to take anyone to the shed ever again."
He's using the belt to hit him.
It could no, I didn't take it that way. But again, I'm reading.
Yeah, I thought. Oh.
Yeah, I thought they were going real bad with it.
Me too. Popeye Freddy though. Popeye Freddy. 100.
Oh, Popeye Freddy with his maggots and worms. Jesus. Great. Whitney, anything from you?
There was some hilariously outrageous Freddy stuff, like the Popeye Freddy and the boxing match. But I have to say, Piranha Kill from the first part, probably my favorite.
I was just not expecting to have a piranha kill just in Freddy's old house. They burrowed out of the floor, put a trap door, kept the piranhas alive.
That's dedication.
That is dedication from these cultists.
That's hard work.
Megan, what about you?
I'm just gonna repeat a little from the chat, but I like that you killed James 3 times.
Was it 3 times? What was the other thing we killed him? Just in
I
social
don't
media
know,
ask
but
us
the
too?
chat kept saying 3. I only tabbed 2, but
I
think
will
you might
keep-
have done like a side character that died after 1 line.
Well, okay, when I'm on my deathbed, I'll do a kill count of the times I've killed James in media that he's been in. It'll be very sad. I made myself sad thinking about that. Yeah, no, I mean, this was crazy. It was a lot of fun. You all did an amazing job. I think the chat enjoyed it. I assume, Megan, everyone had a great time. So next week we are going to be doing Social Media Askist 2. But for now, why don't you say it, my friend, Mr. James?
Let's get to the numbers. That's what I get paid to say.
52-ish people died in Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason, including Freddy and Jason themselves. All in all, the victims included 19 men, 32 unknown, and only 1 woman, giving us a ridiculously imbalanced gender ratio. Unless those cultists included more ladies, maybe dressed in sexy Freddy Halloween costumes. With a page count of 112 pages, that left us with a kill on average every 2.1 pages. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Digital Freddy burning up in the sun. Yeah, it involves the dream demons, and they suck, but I mean, he died from being sent to the sun. The sun! Dull Machete for lamest kill will go to the cultist run down by Jason driving an ambulance, because Jason should not be driving an ambulance. And that's it. Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason, was written in 1993 by Lewis Abernathy and was the first of 10 Freddy vs. Jason scripts commissioned by New Line throughout the years. The boxing match in hell would have been fun to see, but a big fuck you to Freddy's Booger Man and Jason's Atomic Wedgie. For Zoran and everyone else, thanks for watching. I'm James A. Janice, and until next time, be good people.
New voice, do Mickey Mouse being eaten by piranhas.
I'm James A. Janice, and until next time, pick up my legs, oh my god!
And we're back. Yes, thank you, James, for doing the numbers for our little piece here. It might not have been fully accurate, because I'm also realizing, technically, Freddy kind of lived at the end, but yeah, Freddy was Santa Claus, apparently.
I'm just realizing that's why you had a picture of like that lady in a sexy Freddy Krueger outfit.
Oh, did you see that over my
And I
shoulder
was
or
like,
something?
I'm not gonna judge what he looks like. I'm glad I have context.
That's
now.
why I made sure James had that on his computer, being like, Chelsea's gonna think that this is what James is into. Sexy
Alright,
Freddy
sure.
cosplay.
She went to Amazon.
You dress like Freddy for me.
Oh my goodness. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to mention before we head out. Thank you all very much. Where are my notes? I don't want to miss anything this time. And we did that. Vote on youtube.com/lowcarbcomedy. Go to our community tab, link in the description, and decide if we're going to do James Cameron Spider-Man or Roger Rabbit 2 Toon Platoon. And that'll be June 5th and June 12th that we'll be doing those. But remember, next week is Social Media Ask Us 2 reunion. Mark that. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you actually get notified when I put things up, because I'm actually doing things now. Usually, it's every, couple months I put something up, or never. But now I'm doing things every week. It's weird. But
The gifts of quarantine.
The gifts and curses of quarantine. Thank you to Chelsea and James and Ted and Cusper and Jeremy and Whitney and Brock and Megan, of course, for getting us all those suggestions, and the chat for giving us all those suggestions. This has been amazing. We're going to keep this going for the summer, because in a summer without movies, it's better than nothing. All right. Remember, James says you should all be good people. I'm not going to say it, but James says it. All right. I love you all, and good night.